What's up, podcast listeners? This is Cut the Shit, Get Fit. I'm your host, Rafał Matuszewski, and this is another chance for me to mumble about random shit in hopes to inspire you, keep you going, educate you, and all that fun stuff, all while hoping that my camera, aka my phone that's in my glove box, doesn't fall over. Gotta do some shout outs, and again, the cities forgot, but we got some new countries listening to my show. So, number one has been my new number one for the last 3 weeks. Super cool, because I've never had this country in my top 10, and I got some listeners in Saudi Arabia. Shout out to everyone in Saudi Arabia. That is so freaking cool to be, an international podcaster, I guess. Again, forgot the city name. I know it starts with an R. Even if I remembered it, I'd probably butcher the way you're supposed to pronounce it, and I would feel like a complete idiot, so I apologize. Number two is Sweden. Again, don't know the name of the city, and even if I could remember, I would mispronounce it and have some angry people listening to my show. And then number three, we got Germany. My top three is just international listeners. So freaking awesome. Thank you. And honorable mention, number four is the state of Florida. I've been getting a lot of listeners out of Florida, so shout out to everyone in Florida listening to my show. Now, what we're going to talk about today. Actually, before that, small little announcement. I guess not really small, but pretty cool. I was asked to speak at a conference virtually about strength training for runners. So it's going to happen at the end of the month. So I'm going to post the link to the website where you can register for it. I'm super excited about it because that's one of the things I want to get into this year and next year, some more public speaking, going to conferences and presenting. So this is going to be great. So if anyone's interested to learn about strength training for running, keep an eye out, keep an ear out when I post the link for you to register. So today, COVID sucks shit. Just gonna say it, it's disrupting a lot of progress that people have made in the gym, in their fitness journey. Some people probably just got into the rhythm or just got into it. They're like, this is my new life, this is my new thing, and it all went to shit. Out here in Canada, I believe it's only BC, the province I'm in, I'm pretty sure it's just BC. Anyway, there's a place called Steve Nash Fitness World, big box gym, filed for bankruptcy, laid off all their employees. So that's not opening up anytime soon. And then Gold's Gym filed for bankruptcy. So it's going to be an interesting thing when they reopen gyms, and we'll see who lasted with this financial burden of closing. So it'll be quite the grind for many people to get back into the swing of things. So where was I going with this? I want to give some actionable steps to people that are stuck at home, that want to still see some success with their fitness and health goals. And the biggest thing is creating a routine. When I was transitioning more into online training way before COVID, I had more time at home compared to the gym. So when I opened up my gym, I basically did half and half. I did half in-person training and half online training. So I worked from home a lot. And a lot of online coaches will tell you that, they have to start a routine rather than I'll just wake up whenever, check my emails. I won't even get dressed. I'm not going to do my bed because I'm going to stay in it the entire time. So in order for, myself and other online coaches that have gone through this, you almost have to like create a day around your home, right? So we went from going to our place of work, staying there 8 to 10 hours a day, then coming home, and your home was kind of like a place to unwind. But now that COVID is forcing you to stay home, depending on where you are, it's kind of difficult to get a rhythm going because your home is basically where you relax. So now it's almost near impossible to wake up when you're supposed to wake up, get dressed. For women, put on makeup. Like my wife keeps joking, like she's like, I haven't put on makeup for months. She's like, do you still love me? I'm like, yeah, I still love you. So that's like number one. Like that would be the biggest thing to help, because like our environment influences us. So if your environment is a place where you tend to relax and unwind, then it's going to be nearly impossible for you to get your shit together. So if that means like setting an alarm in the morning to, get your workout in, then that's what you got to do. I know everybody loves to sleep in and they took this opportunity to do so, but if you're like me, we've closed our gym since March 17th. It's been nearly 2 months, so I'm pretty sure you've slept in more than enough. So let's like set that alarm for 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m. I don't even care, as long as it's an hour earlier than what you usually wake up to. From there, create a morning routine. If you're a type of person that used to train first thing in the morning, do that. Get a pot of coffee going, drink a cup, get your workout in, whatever it is. Or if you're a type of person that likes to go slow in the morning when you wake up, hit that coffee button, read up on the news, like have something that feels almost normal, like if you were getting ready for work. Like go through that entire process, like put on gym gear, put on your gym shoes, roll out a freaking yoga mat in the middle of your living room just to set up the environment that you need to see success, right? Even if you have one room in your house that you don't use other than it's like a guest bedroom, like freaking turn that into your gym. Even if you don't really have a lot of equipment, like dedicate that room as your gym space. Make an appointment for yourself. Throw so many freaking alarms that says gym time on your phone, Google Home, your Alexa, whatever you have, use it. Like create an appointment, get to some sort of like normalcy, right? And if you've been a person who's been stuck at home since the closure of your workplace, then I would almost suggest like scheduling hour by hour your day. So again, starting with a wake up time, be consistent Monday to Friday to it. If it's 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m., I don't care. Do it. From there, schedule your lunch break. Like literally have a lunch break, just like if you were at work. Schedule in, I'm going to clean this room or clean the house. I'm going to do stuff with my kids at this time. I'm going to garden at this time. I'm going to go outside for a walk with my dogs at this time. Like schedule appointments for yourself that you can do around the house to kind of make that feel that you're back into the real world just like before. Because if you don't do this now, like it's going to suck shit when things start reopening and you have to go back to work, and only now you have to like go into your head where you're like, oh my God, I actually have to go to sleep at 10 p.m. and not 3 a.m. while I'm scrolling through Facebook or watching whatever show on Netflix that's not even that good. I'm just bored, right? These are the things, like you almost have to create the discipline around it. Like if you look at anyone in this world that has succeeded in any facet of their life, work, whatever it is, they're disciplined. Like I just finished the book Extreme Ownership, written by 2 Navy SEALs. The amount of discipline they have is ridiculous. And I remember one part in the book where waking up early is the only way to fit in things for yourself, right? So every single SEAL would wake up at like 4 a.m. every single day to get their workout in, to whatever, do their to-dos, like their own personal time. Everything beyond that was work. So if you need to get in the habit of waking up early, that's what you got to do, right? It sounds silly, like everyone knows, like if you wake up early, you're going to accomplish more things. Like, yeah, you don't want to wake up early. You're like, your body does not want to do it, but you need to get into the rhythm of it. I personally cannot wake up early. I did it for years. I remember waking up at 4:30 every single day because I had clients first thing in the morning, and I would train clients all the way until 8 p.m. at night, and my health sucked to shit. But the moment I started, because I wake up every day at 7 a.m. now, and I work later into the night, but that worked really, really well for me. But for the most part, most people can wake up early by an hour and still function. Like if I had to wake up at 6 a.m., I can do it. But I have the luxury that I don't have to do it anymore. But in this sense, if you're trying to create a routine and some discipline around your life to influence your health, then that's huge. Like another thing I'm going to get into is whatever you are doing right now for your job, it has a huge influence on your success in other things. If you are a type of person that's working from home, for example, or pre-COVID going to work, and you came home and you feel like complete shit and you need to unwind, you're probably doing something for a living that you don't enjoy, and it's not worth your time. Imagine if you had a job where when you came home, you felt energized, you want to pay attention to your wife or spouse or whoever it is, you want to take your dog out for a walk that's like an hour long, you want to play with your kids, and you're just full of life. If you're the opposite spectrum of, holy shit, like I just want to sit on this couch, drink a couple beers, and call it a night, you're most likely not going to have that energy, that motivation to work out, to eat healthy foods, to research healthy recipes, or anything else other than I need to slow down and do absolutely jack shit. And I'm reading a finance book right now, and it's not your traditional finance book of like, oh, you got to do this to save money and invest in that, blah, blah, blah. They look at what you do for a living. Like it's actually, they defined money as your life's energy to a point where they could audit every single hour of your life and how much you spend on, your gas, your car, and things like that, and actually putting down a number of how much hours of your life you have to give in order to have your daily Starbucks, to have your car, to have your stupid shit that you buy every single month, or your shopping habits, things like that. And when you put that in perspective, it's like going back to work for 8 hours, isn't that it's not really worth it to go through the, grind and staying in that rut that you are every single day. So if you feel constantly like that, there's no chance in hell you're going to change any other habits because you're so drained from a job that you don't like. And this is where, like, I encourage people to switch careers. Like, I've met so many clients over the years where they do a job for like 20, 30 years, absolutely hate it. They quit, switch directions of career choice, and it's like a light switch is turned on. Completely different person. They end up coming to the gym more days a week. They end up doing stuff on the weekends. They get their family, their spouse involved. It's ridiculous, right? I find that, like, it would make sense if you spend 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week somewhere, which is probably more than you do at home, it would probably greatly influence everything you do in life, right? That makes sense to me. So if you're doing something 40 to 60 hours a week that you absolutely hate, I could not imagine, you wanting to change something drastically in your life. Like maybe sometimes most of the time, the answer that you're looking for is not what you're actually looking for. It's going to affect something else. Similar to what I spoke about before on my podcast about Think Like a Freak, that book. You guys need to start reading more books. Like, I was telling a friend of mine that I go through probably at least 20 books a year. And if I can gain like one or two new things or a new view of looking at something in life, it's worth the like $20 I spent on Amazon, right? I get a lot of my ideas, inspiration from just reading. And I come from a background of fucking hating school. Like, I did not like reading whatsoever. Like, the only reading I did was the assigned reading from my teachers, and most of the time I didn't even fucking do it because I just didn't care, right? Whereas now I'm always reading. Every single day I'm reading, and that gives me the inspiration to live a better life. So, that being said, I kind of went all over the place, but thank you for listening. You guys are amazing. Share this podcast with your friends and family. Give me a 5-star review on, iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever you're listening for your podcast needs. And hit the show notes. Oh, guy almost rammed my car. It's all good. Hit the show notes. Add me on Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to continue giving you the best fitness and health advice out there. Thank you for listening.